Finals of EPICENTER 2017, and we are already going live with it. VIRTUS Pro with a headshot there. Neo to take down Fallen. That's a strong start. A bit uncomfortable for SK, I think, who wanted to create a bit of a distraction. Looked like they had maybe bolts over there as well to throw just a decoy and maybe shoot a little bit. But now it's all ground to a halt. What do you do now?
Well, you don't have any smokes either. You have no utility whatsoever. So with the Glocks, it's going to be tough. You have two options. I mean, you bust out, you try and get lucky down lower ramp or an upper ramp, or you reconvene all towards Ivy, where you can at least get that one fight that's potentially close up. But I mean, this is the danger. Everything is such a far angle. VP really employing a death squad of their own on the CT side, stacking up outside, getting that one kill, and then everyone rotating inside for the moment to see if there's going to be a response. And now spreading back out. And basically at this outer yard, they're just trusting that Pasha and Bialy can get the information without falling and allowing two players to rotate over pretty quickly from the intersect. That'd be Taz and Neo on the rotate over. And Taz has a kit, important to note.
Yeah, I was going to say, especially Pasha there has to stay alive. He seems to be the one that's really exposed, and he's also covering 3 different angles. Now they've made the first jump past, and Pasha, only now do they realize, so maybe a bit late with the spot, but a headshot will bring it back. They're going to lose him to bolts. Now they're trying to see if they can get close. Neo landing a second kill of the game or the round for himself. Looking for a third. It's very clean work coming out here of the legend. And coldzera now stuck behind the train. 1 on 3. He's only got 19 seconds and he really wants to get back out. Shooting him in the angles. It's going to be painful. And now he's simply going to get run down. Bialy with the final kill. And VIRTUS Pro winning a big pistol round.
Yeah, that was great. And I mean, you said it. When you asked me, right, after that first goal comes out, what do you do from here? There's no good answer. There's nothing that SK can really do. It's just so long to get into a bomb site against those USPs. That's brutal for SK. Great pistol round from VIRTUS Pro, but you can also see some of the danger that we'll see a number of times on this map was Pasha. You could see he gets that first kill as they come out of mid, and then he just transfers his gaze over to Ivy to make sure he's not getting pinched, and that's all it takes is just 1 second just to cover, or just to figure out what's coming from the other angles he has to keep an eye on, and he gets punished. Double scout investment from the SK side, and it already pays dividends. Pasha takes a duel, and he's tagged up. Fallen is happy with that victory and just falls away.
It definitely looked like that was close to being a headshot too. Don't want to underestimate this. I wish there was a flashbang or something here for SK to set up with, because even if they do the chip damage with the scouts here, eventually they have to get onto a site, and you do just want that one grenade to set it up. There's a jump. Ooh.
Oh, God.
Pasha saw it.
Yeah, and he's got no smoke to block that off, so that's an open angle that Taz is going to have to worry about as well. The question is, how much pressure do they feel? Do they call a third player over? They're about to be under a lot of attack, and Taz is going to have a big job to do. He's out in the open right now. He's trusting a scout to hold off 2 or 3 players from that upper ramp, and Pasha's not in position. He is now, but Taz is the one who's going to have to do everything. He's dinked immediately. Can he get the second kill? That'd be huge, but no. Ferg gets close up. He is taken out, and now the scouts, they just can't do the work, but they're going to get the bomb planted, which is a victory of itself in a way, and one more kill would be phenomenal for the SK side of things. It's not going to happen. A pretty good round overall for SK.
And you could tell by the health that's left here on Neo and Pasha that it could have been a much better round with just one more bullet landed somewhere. Definitely a bit worrisome. You could just tell, I mean, you had the whole setup there. How do you hold that upper with the scout? Taz down on the low ground with a FAMAS.
I was so worried for Taz in that round. Out in the open, especially Pasha, just because he can't get into a good spot when he's only got, 30 HP from that initial tag from the scout from Fallen in mid. So, I mean, his only chance is really just one shot, and then Taz is basically on his own. But they do hold off. The plant is going to mitigate some of that investment in the second round, so Deagles come out for the SK side of things. That's where the $800 plant bonus comes from. Fallen still on the Glock. He gets a couple flashbangs, but he's saving up for that AWP.
A lot of Deagles in play. 4, you want to get all technical. Gonna be a Molotov into the corner where coldzera still wins the fight. How? I'm just not even sure.
Yeah, Snacks had to clear that very close left angle, so coldzera got away with a shot or 2 before Snacks could even respond. And again, this is gonna put a lot of pressure on the captain. Taz all alone at the inner bomb site. Neo is close to connector, but he's not really gonna have a quick rotate. Seems like this is another round where there could be a very high probability of at least a plant for SK. And if Taz can't do enough on the initial attack, SK could steal one away.
He doesn't even have a Molotov here, where Neo does, and he's starting to rotate back in. That could put some pressure on whoever is going to be putting down the bomb. Cold out here. Oh, looking for the one headshot again. But Pasha will take him down. Now they're starting to push towards the site. And Taz is really far back, calling for backup here. They're down on the site and looking to get the bomb plant. So they're at least going to succeed in that. But it looks like Virtus Pro have got it under control after the initial plant here. Should be easy enough, lining up a couple of kills. With Fallen left to do some damage, and a Glock only. Never a good time. He's got the burst fire activated. I'm not sure that's going to be enough either. Oh, yeah, he wanted that inside of the smoke with the knife out.
They knew he was still in the bomb site after the plant, so he's not going to fool anyone there. But yeah, I mean, that one play outside from SK, the one player coming towards Old Hell that Pasha did massive damage to, that pulled the rotations just enough. Neo and Taz started to evacuate. That's the window of opportunity that SK needed, going out the upper ramp, getting the plant. That's going to help so much. They're going to have so much utility. Fallen's going to have that AWP. Pretty deadly, or you can have the AWP if he chooses to buy it, but pretty deadly situation for VP going into this first gun round.
Always scary, and I think the desk, I think Yanko brought up a good point about SK not necessarily always having the best T side here, but historically their CT sides have been great. So if they can get off to a nice start here early on and pick up the round right away, that would obviously be something. Double up on the VP side, Snacks and Pasha with one each. And they're going to be playing with Taz alone in the B bomb side, early on at least.
Yeah, he's another player that they trust heavily. I mean, this is like a specialist position for Taz. We talk about Zipnix as one of the best players in the world at the inner bomb site. Taz is no slouch himself. And this time, instead of Neo, as it was in the beginning stages of this half, it's going to be the AWP of Snacks that's going to rotate over. This is an aggressive defense, though. Neo and Bialy up close to the electric box. Even Pasha with the AWP chiming in. Pop flash for Neo into ladder room. That'll get called out. Fur is just waiting to pounce.
Yeah, he's very patient right now. But he also has a position where he can't really sacrifice himself too easily, because they need that point of pressure if they want to go for this A side, which kind of feels like maybe they will.
Pasha's so exposed. This is so dangerous. I think Neo feels a little nervous about his positioning. His back is turned to ladder room and team mid, and he's going to be watching out towards Ivy. The flashbang hits him perfectly. He's standing his ground. He just holds it. Fallen misses the initial shot, and Pasha doesn't even take a step.
Absolutely a big giveaway now. 30 seconds on the clock, and SK Gaming, first rifle round for them. They need to make something work. Neo, a little bit aware that someone could be coming out of Pop Dog, but Taco will take him down. Bialy on the site, 19 seconds. Where's that bomb plant going to come from? Bolts looking to make an opening to get them back into the round. They're down to 2 members here on SK. Bolts getting one more kill, but that was Cold Sierra trying to pick up the bomb, and Pasha making it work. Triple for him, and a 4th round for Virtus Pro. I would say that was a very patient round out of VP. No panic at all.
No, the only person I think might have panicked is Neo, being like, oh my god, you're actually going to hold that angle? Now that puts so much pressure on me. But still, it works out. Pasha with 3 kills. That's huge, especially considering, if you remember, I mean, it seems so long ago, the group stage game on this map between these two teams, Fallen got whatever he wanted in Ivy. They gave him a lot of space, so it's no surprise that we see him with the first time he has an AWP in the 4th round, probing that same area to see if he's going to get the same look of the defense. How that might adjust later on in this half, we'll have to see. But Pasha, at least initially, a guy who is mentioned a couple times, tough Inferno match for him. Does a great job. Oh, with a scout. Maybe even the Deagle tag as well to help him out. That's beautiful stuff from SK.
Making the most of it, which is absolutely what you want, especially when they've got a double up or even just one open play. You want to try and take it away as quick as you can. Even though they don't really have any utility in this round, SK, they can still get a pretty big win here if they just get, 2 more kills. Then the pressure is absolutely going to be on. Neo trying to recover the rifle there, making sure no one can pick it up. That's a good idea. Grenade going to land almost right on Bolts, but it does go a little bit wide.
He's going to stick around. Fallen's holding the angle. Oh, it's the double. Bolts and Fallen are gone. He swaps out to the M4. He has the option, either one he wants. Again, he's going to miss that shot and fall away. Now the M4 in his hands. But Bialy's got him covered, and the bomb is at Ivy. Taco's going to have the inner bomb site all to his little own self.
Taco now hoping for a last kill here in the last 25 seconds. I wish somebody could put, like, I don't know, electrodes on Neo when he's playing. I just can't explain how he's getting the timing that good almost every single time.
Maybe it's just one of those games. It happens.
Yeah, can you play Counter-Strike from inside an MRI machine? Can we get like a brain map going on? There's definitely something weird happening inside of his head. Very well done. A double kill there, just completely closing out the round.
Yeah, you love this. Fallen, maybe, I mean, that's just unfortunate. You can't be too upset about that, but it is sometimes just, you get that slight like, twinge of frustration that you just can't control.
Yeah, because that's right when you're grouped up. Otherwise, you'd actually love it if he comes and peeks you and you've got 3 deagles waiting. That's great. 5-0. Very early days here on Train. If you're just joining, it's the 3rd map of the Grand Finals, but it's a best of 5, so either way, there's going to be more action happening. Pasha with a setup with Bialy down there, and then 2 players behind them in Snacks and Neo. So pretty heavy defense early on the A-bomb site. And as a result, Taz is also playing it very safe on B, does not want to get run over. So you have to love everything about this. Yeah, and actually, Snacks is playing pretty aggressive towards T mid. There's the shot, the flashbang comes out. Bialy on his own for just a moment. And Pasha smokes off his teammate. Bialy's going to push right through. There's the nade and bolts. It felt like he heard it, but couldn't react in time. What's up next? Fur's got to be very careful. Obviously, he doesn't know Snacks is at this angle, but he could walk right into it. His teammate's coming down ladder room at the moment, so Snacks has a chance here. He's going to fire. He's completely blind, and he gets away. Just around the corner, got a bit of the smoke spray comes through. Snacks still hitting it, jumping off the ladder, and taking down Fur. Cold and Fallen here. They need damage, and Cold Sierra could almost always trust him to get something done in a round, even if they can't necessarily win it. He's getting shut down for this. That was such a great flashbang, but he was already tagged up as he made the jump through, and Fallen going to retreat back into the T-spawn to try and save the AWP. Well then. Yeah. Well then, we have a map on our hands, don't we? Yeah, this is Fallen taking the extra 20 seconds, talking to his team, talking about what they want to do, just as he tries to save this weapon. I don't think you chase this if you're Virtus Pro. He got away too soon in the round. He's got a great position. You don't commit all the way to T-spawn. Maybe Neo does. Maybe just one player goes for it, but you don't want to lose weapons of your own. I feel like losing, anytime you're on the T side and you lose that Ivy player, Bolts this time playing alone, you have such a hard choice to make, because you can either spend a lot of time on players retaking it, but if you... that's too much, isn't it? But if you don't retake Ivy on the T side, then how do you know what's happening? And how do you know how much they know? I think that's the critical question, right? Well, it also, I mean, one of the dangers of defending that A-bomb site is there's so many different angles. Your defense is always going to be spread out to a certain degree, because you've got 3 points of attack at that outer train yard, which is pretty centralized. So once you lose your alley attack, you've made it a lot easier for the defense. So very smart play from Virtus Pro, catching Bolts off guard. The smoke, the nade even maybe distracting him a little bit. Here's a test for Pasha. Just 3 players towards T mid. He's got an AWP on the train. They're just going to walk out. It's going to be a contact play. Can he find anything? It's Bialy with the initial one. Fallen knows he's lost the angle on top of the train, but it's Bolts who gets 2 kills. That's a big fight to miss the shot. Fur's going to push up as well. Snacks, he does get it. Is he going to push through? He's almost tagging Bolts. There goes Taz. Stops the plant into a 2-on-2. Oh my god, such a quick exchange. Fallen and Cold Sierra. If anyone can bring this back, it's certainly them. And Cold spots the angle. He knows that Taz is there, so that should be a lot of information. They certainly know where Snacks is, or they thought they did. Snacks has actually rotated so far from when he got the first kill that might be very confusing to SK. The bomb is still down. Taz falling back, but look at where Snacks is. He's rotated all the way through, and it's going to be down at Pop Dog. I wonder if SK can read this. Cold actually almost getting the timing. There it is, the headshot. That is not an easy read, ladies and gentlemen. That takes a lot of experience. And Taz is going to be in a 1 versus 2. That was the deep play, and it doesn't work out. Yeah, I'm not sure I entirely agree with it. It's easy to criticize it, but that takes so long to come in, and also it's not necessarily easy to read, but what else is Cold going to do hiding behind a train? You know, his teammates covered. They know Taz is so far away he can't stop the plant. Cold might as well look at something. So great job there from SK. Taz now tapping the bomb, going to try and make it work. No one's peeking. There's Cold swinging out wide, but he's in cover. Now they could just easily win. Taz can only fall away. Getting back with the AK-47, and SK Gaming are on the board here on Train. They will all save their rifles towards the end, but that's about time as well for the Brazilian side here. It was getting a bit anxious for them.
And now it's about stringing them together. That was just a contact play out mid. Pasha wasn't ready for it. He was one of the main defenders on that choke point. Bialy did get one, but Pasha, I think, was caught a little bit off guard, just a small bit blind, and just could never find one of the shots that he wanted, one of the fights he wanted to take. Him and Fallen had a mini duel, but that prevented Pasha from really committing to an angle. Double op setup reinvested into by Virtus Pro, and Fur's out very quickly.
Pasha holding an interesting angle here. Molotov, is he gonna push Fur back? Doesn't seem like it. He's very aggressive out in that yard, and Snacks is also here, so this is a dangerous line across if you're Fur. But at the same time, if you just stick around, maybe you're going to be rewarded. Bialy's actually right on the other side. There's 3 players more or less covering Fur in that corner, and I'm not even sure if they know where he is. This could get very strange indeed. There's Bialy, probably hearing Fallen jumping back and forth, but the bomb is actually still up in the white holes.
Oh, this is so tense for Fur. He's been in this position for so very long. Patient, not making his move yet. Look at all the utility SK has as well. When this utility rings out, that's going to cause distraction. That's probably going to be when Fur pounces, and because they don't know he's there, he can make some impact very, very quickly. There he goes, though. Snacks does find him, and Pasha, the other up, rings true as well. That's Bolts at Ivy again alone. Now Taz, he's got a player with the behind the spindles. He wins that first fight, doesn't even need his teammate to peek. That's Neo. Cold Zero comes down, and Taz handles him as well. It's just Fallen. This time it doesn't work. This time it's just contact for SK all across the map. Individual players trying to make a play, shut down by the double op.
Mid-air shot for Fallen at least. Trying to see if he could do the damage here the last couple of seconds. If he wraps too far back, there's going to be a player waiting for him, or there was at least. It looks like Pasha sort of gave up on that angle, not sure why. Well, that's dangerous and a little bit awkward. 4 seconds here. And Fallen will take down Neo. Pasha shooting him in the back eventually will make for a 6th round, and more than that, breaking SK's economy. That is the really big deal here. I mean, I don't know if we can chalk it all up to that, but when Fur is the first person to go down, because I think you're right, if let's say it goes the other way, let's say Fur is the one who gets the opening kill, then because he's so much on the A yard, they're going to have almost no time to react, right?
Yeah, I mean, you have no time as a defender to really adjust into a better position. You just kind of have to stand your ground and make your fight. And as well, maybe that influences Pasha to peek out wider from his angle and try and peer into the site. SK, yeah, economy broken, but they're going to invest into this UMP and a bunch of pistols. What can they do? Bialy's at Ivy. Pasha's here as well. No one's crossed quite yet. He hasn't had to take a shot. His first one is perfect, and Neo with 2 kills. This attack accomplishes nothing whatsoever, even double scoping there. And then in the flames, Pasha finishes it off. Triple kill for him. You said it. He was going to feel much more at home on train. 13-4 for Papa Biceps.
He's having a grand old time, isn't he? Down at Ivy. Not really, I think, in an easy position to play. We've seen a lot in the past how easily you can get smoked off. Even up from the white holes, you can throw that smoke through the window.
Yeah.
And the problem is, if you're the Ivy player, it's a kind of a tough choice to make, because you can obviously just rotate back around, but then you might not be able to help out your teammate on the site, and if you push through, then that's also a bit of a gamble. So I'm kind of wondering why SK haven't put more into smoking off Pasha, get rid of him. Now they only have Glocks and maybe a Deagle.
That Molotov delays him, and it also buys time for the rotation. Snacks watching lower ramp. The AWP is not scoped in. He does land the one. Taz now, he's just holding the line, setting up the crossfire, or setting up the clothesline. Just knocking him down. They do come out and try and get the plant and taco. That's great cover. That's a big kill. Ooh, and another one. He's pushing forward, but he cannot get a third. It's going to be 9-1. I expect at some point we're going to see SK go back. Remember, their first gun round that they had, Fallen, and I believe it was Bolts, really got aggressive in Ivy, and they actually got the angle into the train yard to try and find Pasha to throw that flash. Yep. They haven't gone back to it since. It's only been Bolts trying to lurk it, trying to play it in different styles. He was picked off once by aggression from Bialy. He's been picked off, I think, by Pasha. I'm wondering when they're going to go back and just say, all right, Fallen, last time you were here, you got the space you wanted. When they knew there was an op fighting in Ivy, it seemed like they gave up a lot of space. Maybe go back to that and see if you can get a pick again. That's what worked in the group stage, and I'm wondering if SK is getting mind gamed by that, saying Virtus Pro is going to adapt. We're going to have to do that as well.
It is time to start to get into this first half here if you're on the SK side. If you're a fan of SK, surely now is a good time to send them your energy. It's Snacks, really aggressive push up here with the AWP. Such a dangerous position because you can't really scope too much or they'll hear it on the other side. So he's just waiting, hoping that someone is going to get careless, and very close by. Taco is there and coldzera as well. Want to take the shoulder peek. He misses the shot. And they're not going to hunt it down.
Great teamwork, though. Pop Flash being held by Taz on top of the train, so as soon as the shot rings out, he just tosses it, blinding anyone trying to chase him down. So an intelligent way to take a risk towards box holes. And now they already have 2 players set up. There's 1 player, that's Bialy in ladder room. This is great positioning from him, especially because that's the bomb. And the bomb is alone. If Taco tries to come down this and loses that fight, SK's all of a sudden got to fight their way not only into the bomb site out in the yard, but they've got to fight their way into ladder room to even retrieve the bomb.
Oh, classic wall of smoke setup here from the container. Everybody can recognize this by now. Only 37 seconds here. This is going to be very readable out of VP. Once they see that no one's coming out of main, that's going to... Well, now they finally come. So now they should be able to set up a great defense here. Pasha with a kill. Fallen goes down. coldzera is next in line. Now Fur and Taco. I mean, there's just no time to play this game. Fur has got a great flank on his hands, but Taz could finish the round, and he will. Snacks will get the kill. SK Gaming looking very confused.
Yeah, VP playing in front of the smokes, and that works so well. Especially Bialy winning that fight. All of a sudden, he's a second angle they have to worry about when they try and take those fights. But being in front of the smokes, that smoke wall does absolutely nothing. In fact, it backfires. You can see Fur made it all the way down Old Hell to the back of the trains, and he turns the corner to try and alleviate, try and pick off some of those defenders, and he can see nothing due to his own team strategy. It's getting, this T side is looking rough. Or maybe it's the defense looking phenomenal. Either way you look at it, SK's only got 1 round.
I actually don't know what I was expecting going into this grand finals. I feel like it could go any number of ways. That's such a good kill for bolts, and coldzera will chime in. 2 strong kills with Deagles. Neo exposed, probably should have been dead there. Fur certainly had the opportunity. Fallen gonna go down. Fur next in line. Seems like a bit of a waste here for SK Gaming, as they did have at least a chance to do more.
Oh, that Deagle could be dangerous, and Taco's been hitting those shots all day. That's beautiful. Now he can push up, now he can get a new angle, and Snacks with the AWP is under some pressure, but Taco's not ready for that peak. Switching over to the AK-47, he can be more mobile, more aggressive if he chooses to. His teammate is finally here, Bolts to back him up.
Great smoke to put some pressure on Bolts. Means he has to go for the high ground. They have 1 more smoke for that as well. And coldzera is going to get caught. Neo, can he get there in time? Bolts needs to hit 1 shot, and he's not going to be able to get it done. Snacks will take him down. Someone still has to defuse the bomb, guys. That's all right.
I think they both want to go retrieve the AWP, so Neo is going to get on that bomb. 11-1, but yeah, dangerous there for Virtus Pro. The Deagles for SK, like even in the semifinals, were ringing true pretty well. There, it almost cost VP a round. This is a 6 shot.
Yeah, just very well done. And this one from Taco, he got 2 in the previous round.
That's so dirty.
Yeah, it really is. They're going to fight fire with the Fire Moses, double AWP versus double AWP here. See if it's going to work out for SK Gaming. They certainly need it right now. 11-1.
Their straight-up executes are not working out, so why not go for the double AWP? See if you can get some picks. It might slow things down. It might temper some aggression in different scenarios, but see what you can do at 11-1. And actually, look how aggressive Fallen's being. He's done it again. I think Snacks saw him.
Yeah,
so
I think
Snacks
he did as well.
not taking that angle again.
But this is still so much space to work with now. They're just going to smoke him off and make sure he can't repeat them. Pasha's on the other side, so very close range with these AWPs. And down on the B-bomb side, Taco almost goes down. That's a good shot from Taz, and he's going to get run down by Bialy. The bomb almost made its way down the ramp. That was coldzera wanting to push it, and boosted up is Fallen. But he's also alone. The last 2 SK players on the opposite sides of the map. Cold walking in, gets the scope on Neo. Now he's going to be quick down Pop Dog. A minute left here. Can they bring it back? Are they shooting at each other?
Yeah, they did. Panic on the SK side of things. Bialy's here. Taz is going to take advantage and push up towards box halls, maybe get a flank in as well. This is so nerve-wracking if you're VP because there's so much space, so many different angles these ops can be at, and a lot of time that you can just walk into a crosshair. The question is, How much ground does Taz want to take? This is dangerous. There it is. Exactly what I'm talking about. Still 30 seconds left.
They had everything covered. If he had stayed alive up there, although Bialy on the ladder, going to be taking down Fallen. 25 seconds here, Cold Zero. You win this round, that could be the beginning of the comeback, but first you need the bomb plant. He's not going to be safe doing that. That's in itself a risk. Where do you actually choose to plant? But he's got that down. Now they've checked B and realized no one is there. And is he actually going to go for the high ground here? Definitely risky. They have had nothing working for them, SK Gaming. This would be a time to announce themselves here on train. He's got the AWP, and he's hidden in the corner, trying to get up on the train. Bialy, that would be the perfect viewpoint if he could survive the first shot here from Cold, who's looking the wrong way, trying to get up. Cold with the no-scope. Bialy trying to follow it up, and Cold goes down. So close, but not close enough. A 12th round here for Virtus Pro. Completely wrecking SK on train.
Oh, you saw a world in which Cold hits both of those shots. That's so dangerous. So many different places that they have to check in that outer sight. Cold almost makes it happen, but yeah, that was the best look we've seen from SK in quite some time at actually taking a round, and Virtus Pro is just playing so very well. That round was just seemed like everyone, even with a double up, that's great. I said it was going to slow things down. Taco just tries to make a play at inner bomb, so he basically rushed it all on his own. Found Taz playing so passively, gained a lot of positioning on him, but still loses the fight on Bialy's rotation. Desperate times for the Brazilians.
Fur has 0 kills. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
That would explain a lot, though.
Yes, it really would. What is the answer here? I mean, try and get the last 3 rounds. Fallen not quite quick enough with the scope. Neo in a bit of an off angle up on that train and makes the jump back over. I see Fur. There's going to be the opening. Taking down Bialy. So just as we mentioned it, Taco taking down Taz, who wanted to respond to that A aggression. Trying to sneak up on the other side of the map. This could be the round where SK finally gets something happening.
This could be the fight. What does SK do with this? Do they use this as a fake or do they rotate around? Because this is buying time. Well, there's Neo peeking. The AWP is right here waiting for this peek. Is Taco going to do it? Yes, he is, and he's going to win it. Big kill for Taco. Neo's up next, and he finds the return. A risk in its own right, but how do you get back into this round? I don't think you do anymore.
No, very well done. Great peek from Taco. You always wonder in that kind of situation, is he going to go for the close peek or the wide peek? And it really makes a big difference.
Yeah, it really does.
Sort of I think, especially if you're new to watching the game, it's one of those details that gets, you know, missed in all the action. But definitely a big deal how players manage that, and also how predictable they get doing it. Pasha trying for the no-scope. They want to hunt him down, and they're going to be successful. Fur with a double. Definitely good news for SK Gaming. Better late than never. 12-2.
Yeah, great initiative from Taco these past 2 rounds, just taking the fight inside, pretty much on your own, all solo, trying to make something happen, and that time it works out. And now you have to imagine there's going to be some pressure on Taz. He's going to be, I mean, if Taco's going to be this kind of a madman, I mean, it really makes Taz think early on in the rounds how he wants to play these things, because if he plays it too passive and Taco gets that map control towards the inner sight, that can be so deadly.
15th round. I can't believe what I'm seeing. 12-2. Virtus Pro doing incredibly well on the CT side. I'm curious now how they're going to play on their T side. By no means does there have to be a correlation between these two halves. It could as well just be that they're not going to be quite as good, and we know SK could really put up a solid defense if they win that pistol. So we'll see how this all plays out. I don't want to count anybody out here. Neo, who made the jump up himself, which is always good. We talked about movement.
Yes. Displaying some there, and Fur, this is going to be so deadly. Again, they have no idea he's here. Pasha's going to go down. Yeah, this is for free. Great aggressiveness from Fur. What is the response? Because Cold Zera is ready to come out, and Neo's all on his own. He has to basically take care of both of these choke points unless he falls back. There's the fight against Fur, but he can't win it. Couldn't find the one he wanted. Now Bialy's all alone. SK trying to get their 3rd round before halftime, and they're going to.
And Fur so ready. The flashbang is pretty good, but Cold Zero will follow it up. And there's a headshot as well. 12-3 here at the end. Fur with the triple. There's been a bunch of rounds where Fur's been out in that yard trying to be aggressive, and he's been shut down. And then the last 3 rounds, it just works.
Yeah.
Just does a great job. This could be interesting.
That one is a little bit of timing. Like you said, Neo making the jump on his own, but the time it took to get up and make that jump and actually have it happen, he was able to sneak into a position that Neo couldn't see. So fortunate timing for him. And I mean, the devs talked about it. SK, a team who, you know, kind of built their reputation on this map by having a stellar defense. This might have to be the best performance they've had yet. Certainly, it starts with the pistol round.
And Virtus Pro must know that. I mean, on the other side, now they're on the T side. They've got the Glocks. They're on train. What's the knockout punch equivalent? We saw it on Mirage where they just rushed the A-bomb side with AKs.
I was going to say, you always feel like Virtus Pro, their knockout punch is just straight power, right?
Yeah.
It's just aggression, just swarm, overwhelm something.
Very interesting. I mean, Train is a map where it can get very hard to get close to the USP. So many angles for the CT side to play around.
We saw it in the first half. We saw it's exactly what happened to SK. They lose one player, and then all of a sudden, everywhere they want to attack is long range. And yeah, here it is. Here's the straight aggression. Taking control of box halls. All 5 players here. They can still fall back. Oh, God, right through the wall. You don't like that.
Oh.
Also, it looked like he just wanted to like have his model punch that wall.
Yeah, about to run out of the booth and just run to the other one. Deep smoke to pretend that this was going to be an A hit. It does right now keep 3 people here. Deep Molotov towards the C connector. Goes a little bit too short. And Bolt's looking for a headshot. He's going to get 2 great ones. Taking down Pasha and Taz. And now it's definitely on SK. They must win this round. Bialy getting 2 in return with the Glock. How is it happening? Virtus Pro fighting for control right now. Want the bomb site all to themselves. And Bialy hoping to get more done, but he's going to get shut down. And so will Neo. So that's the retake right then and there. And SK will win the round.
Despite the 2 kills from Bolts right at the initial part, the real story of that round is that Molotov misses its mark. That's meant to go right in a connector where people can rotate into. You could see Virtus Pro wanted to push 2 players up sidewalk to get control, swarm into that, crush the rotations, and they just couldn't. They were blocked by their own Molotov, so they had to stay into the open. They had to fight, and that's perfect for the USPs. Their own Molotov denying them close range. SK Gaming hold on. The plant comes out, though, and I think VP will see them, you know, be conservative here, not invest into the second round. They want to go for the AKs in the next one.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. Even if we've been seeing the Scouts and the Deagles do sort of a reasonable job, this is kind of what you were expecting. Snacks hanging out by the fridge, makes sense.
What are you trying to say here, Anders? That works both ways, doesn't it?
I don't know, I can't help myself.
We'll get you a pizza later. We'll figure it out.
Please, yes. Bolt's looking to see if he can make the sneak with the UMP. Not strictly speaking necessary, and somehow Virtus Pro were just incredibly ready for that.
I mean, if you're VP, you have to know. I mean, if you're any team playing against them, you have to know that SK Gaming, when they have the SMGs and they know they're against unarmored opponents, they like to be aggressive. They want to go build up money with those. That's part of the strategy they have. They're just waiting for that push. I don't think we'll see too much more aggression now that SK realizes they're just camped up waiting in those white halls.
So playing a dangerous game with the ladder. You wish that they just had one guy with armor with that UMP, but the fact still is, even with that 1 kill there on Bolts, it's so hard when you don't have armor on train to actually get in and get the bomb plant.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no utility as well, so I mean, there's really no power in this round for VP. Even the UMP can't really count on it too much. So they're going to try and split the outer bomb site, which actually looks like it could be effective. Fallen's playing far back. The Molotov will slow him down, gives him the range to take shots with that Scout. But now they're going to push up that Owl. With his teammate actually down to red, Fallen's in a lot of trouble here.
Yeah, just trying to retreat back into the site. Does a lot of damage there, and Cold Zero will knock out the rest of the round.
All right.
Ace for him with the MP9. That feels good.
So not in a lot of trouble.
Not at all. But very rich indeed.
Yeah.
$600 kill reward. Feels good.
Yes, it does. Well, this is going to be the round now. The buy-up for Virtus Pro, not investing anything into the previous, maybe a P250, but this time you'll have the AKs, you'll have the utility. How much is SK going to commit? Are they going to upgrade these? You imagine Cold Zero would either keep that or pass it over and buy an M4 himself or drop an M4, something like that. Actually, he straight up just buys one himself. So 3 M4s, a Scout and a UMP, and it's all in this aggression. Flashes are great. Flashes are perfect, but Bialy recovers nicely and actually gets a follow-up as well.
I feel like that should have done more damage because I agree the flashbangs were so great for SK. Now they're running with the backs turned. VIRTUS right around the corner. He's going to be down by Pasha. Bolt's there with the follow-up, and that's the bomb. VP still with the man lead, and Neo not checking their corner, and that is a big mistake, and a very uncharacteristic one for Neo.
Oh, they had it. They had such a good round going for them. Bolts has even spotted Snacks. This would be a huge round for Snacks to win in a 1-on-2. Is Bolts going to expect this, walking right by each other?
He's not reading it. He doesn't realize, but neither does Snacks. He's looking for Bolts, who should have been somewhere back here. The bomb certainly is. This is one of those rounds that just comes down to a little bit of random timing. Who is going to look the right way at the right time? 40 seconds. Snacks picking up the bomb, and Bolts see it. Wow! That is a ridiculous shot, and he's even spotted out the next player in Taco. This cannot be real. Snacks trying to see if he can sneak his way in. He's still got 28 seconds. Right now, Taco, his heart is going to be racing. If they lose this, then Train is almost certainly lost. He's thinking he's going to come back, but Snacks has got a great read right now. He has been playing very well this grand final, Snacks. It seems like he's back. And now he's going to go for the bomb plant in the B bomb site. Taco realizing too late the bomb is going to go down with 4 seconds left. Putting out the grenade, and Taco running into it, taking a bit of damage, and Snacks falling into a very good position. He could catch Taco almost any second. Goes for the peek, and he wins the 1 versus 2. Such a huge clutch. That first shot from Snacks is out of this world.
That's so unreal, and he bails them out of a tough spot. They had such a good round going from the power, the aggression, but they need a pause button at times. Too many individual fights coming from that, but Snacks is just incredible. Juking Taco unbelievably well. Faking going back to the other site, and Taco, it's such a tough decision to make.
So it's crazy as well. Bolts actually sees him, and all Bolts needed was really the information. They just needed to know where he was.
Yeah, I guess Bolts thought he went into connector. That was kind of his play, what it seemed like. Either way, I mean, VP not slowing down whatsoever. Here's one of their famed outer hits. Even though blind, Snacks pushes up, has the knowledge of Fur. Pasha takes him out. There's a boost from coldzera with the UMP, wins the duel. But the info that 2 players are there is now out, and the bomb should be getting planted, but actually Bialy has no cover from Ivy, from ladder room. You could see him calling it out, and actually there's the bait and switch. Bolts delaying it even more. It's a shame they don't have more firepower, but it's working out anyway. It's all of a sudden a 1-on-2. Bialy has no idea what has occurred here.
Oh my god, they had the bomb site, but they just didn't control anything around it. And suddenly they were getting shot at from, what, 4 different angles? That's just too much. Now Bialy has to try and do another 1 versus 2 here. Snacks did it for them last time. This time at least, he's got the AK-47 already. Doesn't have to go and try and pick it up. And Bolts has got no armor, so it can be done. And right now, SK are on opposite sides of the map. This is so risky.
Yeah, tough part for Bialy now is he's being patient, right? He's waiting to see if there's anyone going to rotate through, but now he's lost track of where anyone could be, because there should have been a call. Well, we obviously knew where Bolts was in ladder room, and they knew where coldzera was at one point, but because he's waited so long, now he has no knowledge. They can be anywhere. And he doesn't have a lot of time to do this hunt.
It's pretty impressive that he does such a good job of checking everywhere, but ultimately, he has to try and fake them out, and now they're going to be very much closer. They know he can't really run B. He tries for it again, and it's going to be an easy round win here for Cold. Stopping Bialy in his tracks. It will be a 6th round here for SK Gaming. We almost need a replay of that round from like a bird's eye view. Yeah, I mean, just there were so many fights happening, and it looked like VIRTUS Pro just ended up being stacked up on the bomb side.
Yeah, I mean, they had 2 players stacked over towards Ivy. The UMP coldzera was taking that fight over the box and actually takes out Pasha at range. I'm assuming Snacks tried to make a play through that smoke to bust up the stack and got taken out by the player on bottom. Just a tough turn of events for VP, but part of it is because everyone advanced so far. Like, you could see Bialy, he runs into the bomb site with the bomb, and you could see even in his player cam, he starts communicating, starts talking, because no one has ladder room, and he knows that. And just that delayed peek, he gets the 1 kill, and Bolts coming out just kind of keeps him from planting the bomb, so VP could never get comfortable, could never get into post plants, which is where they would have been just overpoweringly strong.
But you get a feeling that just as Bialy is relaying that information is when SK start to push in from C connector and elsewhere. So suddenly, you know, whoever was trying to help out at Pop Dog was going to be shot in the back. It was all very confusing.
Well, I mean, that's the danger of those fast tactics, right? I mean, that's the thing you lose, is that kind of control, that kind of set plan that you have when you're a player, when you're a team, of who's going where and who's guarding what. It really shifts in the mid round. And I mean, to be fair, that is one thing that VIRTUS Pro's always been good on this map, is those fast, hectic hits towards the outer bomb site. This time it just doesn't work.
If you're VIRTUS Pro right now, you know you just gotta grind out the last 3 rounds. Don't give SK a window back into this game. That's definitely not a good idea. This round though, no armor and some pistols, and I think a couple of flashbangs here. So if they get a bomb plant down, that would be great. Otherwise, it should be a 7th round here for the SK team. I don't see VIRTUS Pro turning this around.
Tough part is if you're VP, yeah, you're thinking don't give SK a window of opportunity, but at the same time, you're thinking we just gave them a window of opportunity. So tensions running high possibly in the Polish camp. We'll see though. It's bolts all the way back behind the train. Smoke gonna come down. That might actually, VP might be okay with hitting through that smoke. Some flashes over, see what they can do and try and get into the bomb site.
Yeah, Bolts just wants to make sure life is going to be tough back here. Actually, he gets tagged a little bit. Surprised he hasn't put out the Molotov yet. Fur hitting at least a good headshot, and there's plenty of backup here. It's a good triple for Fur. I think that was his 9th kill there. So considering that he had like 0, I think that was 13 rounds in, he had 0 kills.
Yeah.
This is a pretty good comeback from him individually, which actually I would expect. But it's not always so easy to actually do that. When you feel like you're the main reason maybe why your team isn't doing so well, it can be pretty hard to turn that around.
It really can, but I mean, Fur always just seems so composed, doesn't he?
Yes.
You don't see a whole change in his reactions, even when he's got 30 kills versus the 0 kills that we saw earlier.
Yeah, but it's always interesting, right? I think about this when we see new up-and-coming players that we haven't seen tested on big stages. Obviously, Fur not being one of them, but I always think, well, what happens if they get into that? Can they mentally break out of it? Not everybody can.
No, I mean, definitely new players, it's a big struggle. What does VP do now? SK has everything they could want. Nades, smokes, Molotovs. You can hear just a rain of flashbangs coming out, and Snacks tries to win a fight, but Fur's going to take him down. Even Taz brought down to 17 HP.
Oh, a grenade. Just a bit too far away. Gets caught there. Could have been a nice grenade kill. But even just the aggression. I mean, if you're VIRTUS Pro now, you lost main control. Cold was actually down aggressive at Ivy earlier, so you have almost no map control now.
It's insane if you just look at the players, like how much utility is left on both teams, and we're, you know, still, that's like a minute and 20 seconds left in the round. So much is used for the early advantage in these rounds. Neo's going to come out the upper ramp. He's been a great entry man for VIRTUS Pro in these matches so far. This time it's not going to work out. 2 players at the inner site, Taco and Bolt's going to hold it down. Fallen drops Taz up top, and there goes Bialy.
That's a very clean shot from Bolts on Pasha. He just didn't stand a chance. We talked about giving SK a window back in the game. It seems like they've made one for themselves now.
Yeah, they've busted it wide open, haven't they?
This is cause for maybe not panic yet, but that seems to be where we're headed here. Certainly something's got to change, and this is the same problem that SK were facing when they were on the T side, just not being able to break into the sites, and it took a very long time before they found the solution, which ended up being sort of really fast A play. Yeah,
contact plays at a T mid. Well, I mean, it's also, if you remember, the same problem that VIRTUS Pro had on Mirage when they had a big lead, and then SK kind of started off really, really strong, was that VP couldn't get any entrances into the round. VP lost so much early on that they just had nothing going forward into some kind of late round execute. The previous round, we see them lose a player, and Taz goes down to 17, so automatically you lose a lot of aggression, a lot of willingness to fight within the first 20, 30 seconds of the round. So moving forward, they've obviously got to stem that.
Again, a round without armor here for the VP side. But you have to expect that SK are just looking forward to farming up as much money as they can. The one thing they don't want to have happen is to be reset in this game. That would be disastrous. They lose Cold Zero somehow. Looked like he was a little bit too confident. Fallen with a good flashbang. I like that, Moses.
Yeah. Yeah? Do you?
I do.
Well,
there's nobody. Where's the B player at? Did he just give up on that?
9, that'd be Taco. He's outside. It looks like he's up in heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is maybe a timing thing because they saw so many players over since the numbers they called out towards Ivy.
It's worked out because now Fallen's back in the B-bomb side, I was just getting worried for a second. There's no reason for SK's point of view to give anything to Virtus Pro here. And they're going to be running in. Fallen not quite hitting the shot. We'll get the second one. Doesn't really matter. The bomb will go down here, but ultimately the retake should be easy from SK's point of view. Fur will go in and get a couple of more kills, and forgetting about Snacks for a moment. Really wants to play sneakily, and they're going to find out. I think Bolts actually spotted him there.
I think Snacks is thinking, why is that guy still all the way in the back? His teammates have all passed by me. Yeah, but I mean, the big thing to note is because of that rotation, because Taco went over towards Heaven and Fallen rotated in that op, you miss one shot, or even as we saw, he hit the shot, but it was just delayed because he was watching so many different angles. And another bomb plat comes out for the Virtus Pro side, so they're going to be happy with that.
Tactical timeout. What is going to be the plan here, Moses, for Virtus Pro? It's been just an enormous amount of rounds suddenly in favor of SK Gaming, and they're on the verge of making the comeback.
Yeah, I'm not sure that you can call your fast outside strategy. If you remember, I told you guys to make note of how much utility had been used in that previous round within the first 20-30 seconds of it. I mean, SK and Virtus Pro, for that matter, had used everything. So
yes.
Maybe if you're VP, maybe what you do is you try and use a little bit of utility to mask and make it feel like it's going to be some kind of outer hit, like maybe 2 players worth. You get the counter nades, you get the counter Molotovs from the SK side of things, alleviate some of that utility that they're going to have moving forward, so you could re-execute somewhere else, or you can start to pressure someone else, and you don't have to worry about all the Molotovs, all the flashbangs coming out.
Very quick down pop dog Fur. Almost got caught with the Molotov there, but instead he just puts it down. An instant headshot on Bialy, who was getting a bit too curious there.
He got baited into that fight, Anders. They saw each other crossing over the flames, and Bialy really wanted to take it.
Yeah.
Tough part now is because he falls, VP doesn't have control of ladder room. Fur's got it. So now you can see Taz is very cautious. How are they going to take this?
A lot of bullets being used, not much really happening. Fur just holding down mouse 1, expecting someone to jump down. He picks up the AK and takes down Taz and Neo as well. Outplayed. That is so well done. They hear all those bullets go out and they think, that's it. We've definitely got him cornered. 2 versus 5 here, and Fur has most certainly come alive. What an incredible bounce back from a miserable first half into a very dominant performance here on the second half. CT side has been almost all Fur.
That's so sick. Yeah, I mean, he uses his whole clip intentionally while he's blind just because he knows that's going to happen. What a complete outplay there. That's disgusting. And all of a sudden, that mistake from Bialy, it gets compounded, doesn't it?
There it is, the quad at the end with 4 health. That you look at the way that he's spraying and sort of, trying to control the recoil even though he's flashed, and it just looks like someone who's just been gripped by panic. Someone who's lost all control, and you think, well, that's it. And then he swaps in for the AK and closes the round. Yeah. That's so impressive. That caught me completely off guard. Very well done. Cold Zero here with 20 kills. Another average game for him, just clocking in and doing the work every single day.
I know, it's unbelievable what he's able to do. 5 AK-47s for Virtus Pro, and again, I mean, that time they lose, the first 3 players of the round? They've got to change that up, and this time all 5 players towards the inner bomb site. Unfortunately, SK's reading this. They've got the proper call. They've got Cold Zero here at the upper ramp with AWP. They've got Bolts, and they've even got Fur, who's in ladder room once again, and that will be a very quick flank. Oh, that nade before it even begins.
That's so dirty. A nuclear strike right on Virtus Pro, and Bolts down on the site. Gonna put out a couple of counter grenades. Virtus Pro, though, rushing up the sidewalk. That could get very close. Snack's gonna catch Fur, trying to rotate in from behind. There's a lot of damage already done to Virtus Pro, but here comes Bialy, picking up a big headshot on Bolts, going for the spray and taking down Cold Zero. Taco all alone on the site, and he's gonna get one, going for a bit more, still in a 1 versus 3, and he's locked in there all around him. Virtus Pro, a great hit onto the site, and Taz will take him down. 14 rounds for Virtus Pro.
Bialy creates so much space that round, and you could see Bolt was in great position. It seemed like they had no idea he was there. He was poised to have a phenomenal round, but it's Bialy making sure he clears everything. And that's what they're so good at, even on both bomb sites, obviously. Usually on the outer yard, there's fast-paced, aggressive hits. Even eating that nade early on, it doesn't matter. They swarm, and they land all the shots.
That is so impressive, because we just talked about it, how how it could definitely damage the motivation once you know half your team is just very low on health.
Oh, yeah.
And they don't care. Just walking right into a tactical timeout, even after losing the round. Something that I don't know if they invented it, but Australia started doing it a lot, where they sort of, and we even theorized about this, I think, during E-League, and even interviewed them about it. And they did say they try and sort of calm down the nerves. You know, they don't want the adrenaline to be at 100% after winning a big round. And that it really is a big round for the VP guys.
Yeah, it absolutely is. The thing that would be heartbreaking now, but I mean, look at all the money that SK has. You can see it on the screen up there. That's unbelievable. Everyone's sitting at like 11,000 to 14,000. Now that's before the buy, but still an obscene amount of money.
Look at how many people Fur has overtaken just in the second half from his 0 kills.
It's so sick. Yeah, I mean, he's a world-class player. There's no doubting it whatsoever.
What is wrong with him? Taz on the stairwell towards the box holes, looking to apply some pressure. But very, very defensive play coming out of Bolts here. Does not want to get caught, and now he's even going to be able to call in Fur to the bomb site. Looks like VP want to maybe just do a repeat. Hopefully without the grenade.
Yeah, why not? Just see if you can make it happen again. Fur's in pretty much the same position as Bolts. Bialy's going to lead the way again. This time there's no ult from coldzera here. Posh is not ready for that, though. Everyone got by, and he thought he was safe. Good trading, but Bolts is still alive. The rotation is in, and there's a man advantage for SK.
Bialy did it last time. Can he do it again? This is great play from Virtus Pro. Getting the bomb down and pushing up very close to where SK want to see if they can do the retake. Fallen gets taken down. The flames from Snacks. He's going to be pushing up right into coldzera. There is a flank coming in as well, so the longer they wait here, the worse it's going to get for VP. Eventually, they have to fight their way out, and Bialy gets the headshot on one, making it a 2-on-2. Taz on the bomb site, Bolts right between them, getting the spray, and now Taz is locked in, and he's going to go down. Great retake for Bolts, the triple. And that's going to be 11 rounds here out of SK Gaming, resetting the Virtus Pro economy, and now we've got a real game on our hands here. This could go the whole distance on map number 3.
Yeah, I really can, although I think Virtus Pro might still be able to invest into this round depending on their money. With that bomb play, it might help out immensely, but the losing bonus certainly is reset. Bialy's aim is on point at the moment, just couldn't find that next player. Phenomenal job from Bolts, and this time the key is, same hit that comes out, and SK doesn't take as much damage. They don't lose as many players before the rotation comes in. Bolts is playing much, much more passively. So yeah, even though they lose Fur, he gets the 1 kill before being traded off. Virtus Pro has to search for the next ones, the follow-ups, and they overextend themselves at some point. Some 1 battles by SK help them out. Last tactical pause as well for Virtus Pro. So you want to talk about if this does go down, there's no more timeouts for Virtus Pro to readjust and change the strategy, and even if it goes into overtime.
Always a little bit scary. 14-11. There is still a tiny gap here, but it's really the money here for SK that's kind of hard to deal with if you're on the VP side.
It's so unreal. They can buy through at least 2 losses here. I mean, they only have 2 losses to give up. So yeah. I guess that's quite nice. That's a good luxury. I mean, the key, though, is Virtus Pro, that at one point they could have ground out the economy. Maybe you just get 3 kills and don't lose, but that's not an option available to him anymore. Bialy coming out. There's Fallen on top, boosted up over the smoke. He's got 1, Fur's got the other. They can't even get close to the bomb site. SK is on point. Bialy's moved up. Finally, 1 kill goes his way, but he can't do anything else.
Completely shut down. Not even in a position where they could have built something behind it. They just have to make it past the first mark, which is putting a bit of pressure on SK, forcing somebody back, getting an opening kill. None of that is working right here. Very rough indeed.
Yes, and now, I mean, they've done that inner execute twice. They've won 1 and they've lost 1. It's going to be tough. I don't think they're going to want to go back to it unless it's actually absolutely desperation. But if they go outside, they have to deal with Fallen's op, and it seems like they really haven't wanted to do that throughout most of this half. Taco. 13 and 18 for him. Going up against just Glocks, just pistols. Again, no utility for VP, saving up everything they can. This has turned into an economic struggle for them. Not able to string rounds together on this T side.
I mean, if they were going to go back to that B bomb side, then maybe the way to do it instead is to sort of fake it. Try and see if you can, if you have pop door control, maybe you can use the fact that you've had that B push a couple of times.
Yeah, I mean, even in the round loss, the round the VP lost where they went in, or they were still very dangerous. It's still got to be on the minds of SK that that's a tough hit for them to control. So you could probably leverage that if you're Virtus Pro.
But no armor yet again. A one upgraded pistol there on Bialy. He's really been playing a great game on Train. Definitely, as you said, on point with the aim.
He was a player we always discussed. There were just some games that Bialy used to have where he just didn't miss. Like his aim, we used to liken it to a railgun.
Yes.
It's been a long time since we've seen that Bialy, but he has appeared today in these finals.
Seems like he definitely took it a bit rough when the team wasn't working. Maybe just a bit more emotional when it comes to that part of it. Third down here with the M4. Does a little bit of damage, but it's bolts to get a quick double kill. And Neo gonna get rushed down as well. So clean end to that round. Triple for bolts. Doing a great job here at the B bomb site. No bomb plant either being allowed for Virtus Pro, and all of these little details definitely matter for Virtus Pro at the end. They want all the money they can possibly get. They just need the last 2 rounds. What was the first half? 12-3?
Yeah. I mean, this is typical SK, isn't it? I mean, this is what the Dust talked about, a team that's known for just a suffocating and dominant CT side. If you're a VP or if you're a VP fan watching this, you had to feel so good about a 12-3 half. It slipped away so quickly. Nades are out, utility being spent early on. 3 players essentially in a line in this outer bomb site, and then 1 on the bomb train. So if you're Virtus Pro and you're trying to gain ground and create space and get to wrap on the flank of the A bomb site, you're gonna have a really tough time. 3 players here.
Well-timed Molotov. VP looked like a team that actually almost wanted to flash their way through that smoke or something, but they've got a pretty wide net around this bomb site. They still need an opening. Fallen is kind of low.
Yeah, but this is the position that Fallen was so dominant in against VP in the group stage, because this position affords him the ability to push up around a couple of different trains, take a shot towards T-mid, take a shot towards lateral room, and turn and spin and get Ivy. Whatever you might want to do, and he's just adjusted out of it, just as I say that, and VP again, late round, going to go back to the center bomb site to this aggressive hit, and once again, it's Bolts and it's Fur to defend this site, but Bolts is playing it passive. He's playing it far back. So Fur, the aggressor, is going to take the initial contact, and Bolts' only goal is to support Fur where he can, but mostly just prevent Virtus Pro from pushing up too close to the choke points.
This has to work for the Polish side. It's now or never. They're running out of rounds. Fur to get the opening headshot, spraying again to take down Bialy. That's a huge kill. Taz did get 1 in return, and the bomb plant will go through, but they're a man down. Neo with a stunning headshot to take down Bolts. Makes it look better, and this time for SK Gaming, there's a big change. No flank coming in. It's going to give a bit more space to work with there. Snacks, he's up at the box holes, and he's not going to see anyone for a while. So can he get back in and help his teammates? SK, they need this retake. Virtus Pro, it's been a long time coming here at the second half, and they've had almost no rounds work for them. Taz, can he swing out to get the kill? Taco falling back, Cold Zero with the shot, taking down Taz, and Neo's going to fall, all on Snacks. And how does he get out? He takes the kill on Fall on the bomb. At the center of the train, can they get the defuse? He can't actually see them. Snacks, he's going to go, takes the spray on 1, Cold Zero goes down. Virtus Pro, 15 rounds for them, right at the edge. There couldn't have been more than a couple of seconds on that defuse. And the Poles are going to win it back. 15 for them.
What a round for Snacks, put in such a tough spot, a 1-on-3. 1 player from SK worried about the flank. You were wondering when Snacks was going to get involved to hold off that retake. He was watching the flank for so long. Neo and Taz put in a tough spot, but what a victory from him.
Oh my God. Virtus Pro even winning the round.
Here comes the uppercut. They did this on Mirage. It was just a straight rush. Can they get in front of this Flames in time? No, they have to fight inside of it. Bolts might have just done it. They do extinguish it, but the damage is done. Neo, he's going to go down next. The new player on loan from Immortals has great inside defense, and Fallen is here now. He's there to back him up.
Beautiful defense from Bolts. Definitely not easy to get that timing, but he got it perfect. Taz, long-range spray to take down Cold Zero. Snacks got a headshot as well. And now to 1 versus 2. He's going to run, but he can't take down Taco. That was so close, almost catching him off guard. But it will be 14 rounds for SK Gaming and Virtus Pro, surviving with 1 member in the previous round and then losing this one. You have to think that's going to do massive damage to their economy. This could very well be overtime.
Yeah, they have to invest in whatever they can. The plant's going to help, but this is a nightmare for VP. Still trying to pummel this B bomb site, trying to take advantage perhaps of the new player. This was a great 1-on-3 to win. Obviously, just trying to stick. That had to have been close. That feels like that was such a close defuse.
Yeah, I definitely think that it was. Cuban in the background.
They don't even seem excited. They're just like, oh, God bless, thank you.
Oh, man. 14-15. You are getting your money's worth today, ladies and gentlemen. It's been an exciting game already. We're not even at the last map. Not even.
This time it's Taco inside the ladder room. How do you flush him out of that position? They struggle with that, obviously, the huge round from Fur earlier. 2 players inside now as well for SK. They don't, I mean, they're just saying, all right, VP, if you're going to go inside every single round, if this is where you think you can win a round, I mean, we're going to put 2 players up here, and then also we're going to have 1 player ready for a quick flank. It's Fur who's going to play an off-anger in those box holes. Bolts is going to rotate back outside. Taco's the one they have to get. Neo can't do it. He had a moment of opportunity there, and here comes the push from Fur.
Yeah, what a great turn of events here. Taz trying to make the jump over. Fur with the absolute perfect timing, even if the aim wasn't. Now they've got double push into Pop Dog here. The Molotovs are out, just Bialy left, and it's going to be overtime on Train. 3rd map here at the Grand Finals. This is almost too good to be true now. Once you get into overtime, there is like this weird mental reset where, because this game almost seems like it's sort of grind to a halt. The only answer that VIRTUS has is the B-bomb side, and SK seems like they figured out how to hold that.
Well, yeah, and also, I mean, now if they're going to be running that setup, 2 inside and 1 in ladder room, if you're going to get that every single round, then all of a sudden, there's not a whole lot of options towards that inner side because there's such a fast flank that can come in. That can be, and let's remember, even when they've gone to the inner bomb side, even the rounds they've won there, they haven't been clean. They've been extremely close. I mean, they're having to earn every inch of ground in there with that setup of Fur playing up close and Bolts playing far back. So all of a sudden, you've lost the manpower to watch the flank as well.
Well, get everybody involved. Get all your friends here. It's overtime on map number 3 for EPICENTER 2017. Bialy, I like this play. Very aggressive. He wished someone would go and peek after the initial round of grenades. He's down to half health, but still, this is a change for the VP side. Trying to see if they can catch someone from SK off guard. And instead, they're going to get smoked off and have to simply fall back from that one.
Now Taco setting up utility, daring someone to try and work their way around that smoke. Similar setup that SK ran a couple rounds back. It wasn't spotted out. Taco close up, fallen into hell with the AWP. One towards Ivy. A lot of different ways to work together like this.
They have Pop Dog control as well. So Neo being over there, this is definitely a different setup for Virtus Pro, and something that they haven't been able to achieve for a while is even Pop Dog control. Maybe that could make a difference. 3 men down Ivy. Is it going to be enough to break it open? One good kill here could absolutely crack open this A-bomb side, especially when there's only 3 people on it.
Well, Coldzera's got one. Fallen's watching this as well. There's a flashbang out, and it's just Taz. He's going to wrap around the corner. Coldzera's got him. That's the bomb. He's going to call it over. Big kill. He gets another one. And the triple, the best player in the world, shows up again. Neo now. He trades it out. So does Snacks. A chance for VP to get back into this round.
Call it a very slim one, but that headshot from Neo might just do it, taking down Bolts. Fur and Coldzera, they must hold on to this round. Setting it up so nicely with a triple. Cold is very low on health. There's only 15 seconds. They have to run for this one, Virtus Pro. Neo coming back strong with another triple here, and Fur coming in. Can he stop this bomb from going down? 7 seconds, 6 seconds, out in the open, catching Snacks almost. I'm not sure if there's time. Oh my God, SK gonna win it back to time, and Neo goes down. Fur will fall as well, but that is unbelievably close.
Cold is so good at those angles. Just lining up against the wall, a straight on angle, so difficult to get multi-kills. Pinned against the wall like this, and this is beautiful, and this is eventually what wins the round for him. The bomb just so far away. You have to remember as well, the reason why that kill is not traded off initially so quickly by Virtus Pro, a flashbang from Fallen, from the bomb train, really, really slowed down the next 2 players. Taz had to take that battle all alone.
Absolute madness. Imagine if there had been 30 instead of 10 seconds left there at the end. I mean, they wouldn't have had to run the way that they did. That round could have been very different. I
mean, that's impressive that Virtus Pro is even able to get back into that bomb site. Some beautiful shots from Neo down the entirety of the map.
A bit of a break in the action here as we get back in. Double AWP on the VP side. That's T side, which you don't always see. And Fallen has one of his own. So a new approach to try and get opening frags, maybe?
Yes, yeah, I mean, again, VP, both teams have really, really struggled on their T side. Both teams are like really digging into like the desperation section of their playbook. And both teams have tried at one point a double op setup on the T side. Didn't really work for SK in the first half of this match. And already Pasha with one of the ops is brought down very, very low.
Yeah, I think just a shot through a smoke there. Being a bit annoying early on in the round. Very scary beginning to the overtime here for both teams. coldzera just absolutely unbelievable control with the M4. And this similar setup this time. SK still aware, still remembering some of those dangerous B hits that were coming in earlier. So they've got the setup to try and stop that. Leaving Ivy with coldzera watching it. He's got Taco right next to him, so they could just turn it around and have sort of a double presence here. Smoked off though. Now they really don't know what's going on. Cold a bit worried about main 2. Virtus Pro setting up 40 seconds, trying to see if they can flash their way through the smoke. Bialy actually makes it through on the first time, but lining up, coldzera almost ends it there with a double kill, but he does get taken down before he could get the second. Taco very worried about this. 30 seconds now. The bomb is right on the other side being planted. Pasha picking up a big kill. Fallen wants to go for it, but he gets dropped by Neo. Somehow Virtus Pro get onto the site. No bomb plant yet. 20 seconds. There's Pasha again. Makes it a triple before he's out. Bolts coming in and stopping the plant yet again. And now it's Bolts versus Snacks one-on-one with 10 seconds, and they're walking around the bomb, trying to make the jump. Snacks looking, he needs just one no-scope, and Bolts out in the open. He's going to win the round. Oh my God, SK Gaming. What a comeback from 12-3 in the first half.
These rounds are so incredibly close. Fallen just barely stops the bomb plant before he goes down. Bolts in a 1-on-3 gets a kill. I'm surprised to see Neo not get off that bomb plant. He couldn't be covered at that point. Out in the open as well because the time was so low. That's so difficult to handle if you're a VP. And this has happened even towards the inner bomb site. You're getting in. You're having success getting to the bomb sites. You just cannot win out these clutches. SK is showing their class here down the stretch. CT signs reign supreme. 2-0 in overtime for SK. But VP like what they've at least found at this outer bomb site. They're starting to find a bit more success than they did in regulation. Coming from Ivy, that time flashing themselves through smoke. So some different ideas yielding results. Remember, they don't have any timeouts left.
Where do SK find the energy to grind these games back? They did it against Astralis, which brought them into the grand finals. Now they're doing it in a best of 5 against Virtus Pro, who've been looking so good. Fallen, just a quick shoulder peek, does not want to do anything crazy there. Could have gone horribly wrong. Now control again here, all towards Ivy. Cold winning the fight and getting back. No scope from Pasha, not connecting. Looked like he almost wanted to push through. That's a bit dangerous. Fur, the only one on the bomb side. Bolts goes down, and Fur is next. What a big opening. Neo and Taz coming up with 2 huge kills. And now Pasha is the flanker over there. Fallen looking to get into the site. 3 versus 4.
Oh, this is huge. Neo watching the flank. I think he heard a footstep as well. He's got the angle. Now Pasha comes in. He's ready to pounce, but he's waiting for the indication. Cold's going to check it, though. Oh, and he spots him. He's lost him in the smoke, though. Big kill from Pasha and Fallen now. He looks like he just has to fall away, but can't even make it. 2 rounds for SK, and finally, Virtus Pro. They come out on top of one of these rounds.
Oh, you can see the focus in Fallen's eyes as well. Everybody's in the game now. This is starting to get to a point where it's going to get pretty raw towards the end of this best of 5, because when you're playing overtime in the 3rd map, if it goes all 5 maps, just think about how much that is you're going to be playing all of a sudden.
Can be, yeah. This is when you start to get a little bit loose in mental focus. A little bit of exhaustion will come in as well. But this has been brilliant so far. I mean, not to mention, towards the end of this game, especially on considering how weak the T sides have been, this is where sometimes you start getting a little bit crazy. This is where it can get scrappy.
Yeah, and this is actually worth thinking about. I think it's like a tennis term, unforced errors, right? So imagine if you're just playing like a best of 1, your rate of unforced errors should be the lowest possible, right? But as you start to get into overtime on a 3rd map and a sort of a grand finals, that rate can definitely go up, and that's something that's worth noticing here. If we are going to see any of those, it's definitely forgivable if it happens now, because they have been playing for a while already, and a lot of energy has been spent just getting to this point here. 16, 17, SK now on the T side.
Looks like SK wants to fake an outer hit and go towards the inner bomb site. Maybe not even fake it, actually. All 5 players here, they don't have map control. coldzera's fallen back for a pop flash to allow him to get control. That's for the lower ramp, and they've got it. And actually, VP only has 1 player here so far. That's Snacks. It's on that high train. No one else supporting him whatsoever. He's got a big job to do if they hit this. This is dangerous. When does VP rotate someone back? Snacks here. There's the jump. The flashbang misses the shot. Can he grab the angle? Taco's already passed him the bomb site. That's not the bomb, though. There it is. Molotov hopefully slows that down.
Grenade doesn't really do enough. And coldzera with the opening frag in the round. Taking down byali. This is looking like a really great attempt here for SK Gaming. The bomb is down so quick. The only problem is they are kind of stacked up on top of the bomb site itself. Taco with a good shot. Snacks comes walking right through. No chance at all. And Pasha might as well just fall away here. 1 versus 4. Great round out of SK Gaming. So well timed. And I just don't know how Snacks didn't get the first shot.
Yeah, that's tough. He absolutely had to have that as well. The follow-up Molotov to delay the plant gets extinguished in the smoke. The nade doesn't reach its target either. I mean, the real bummer there is VP, a lot of this has been able to rotate someone back because it's been Taz alone with an M4, but they felt confident Snacks with the AWP would at least get 1. And when you only have 1 player here, I mean, you could see the result. He's fortunate that he was even at the lower ramp where that hit came in, to be quite honest.
Yeah, he could have been in transition or just sort of falling off the train.
Yeah, could have not even been able to take that shot. So 2 map points for SK, and they're loving it. They're drowning in tactical pauses. This is only their 2nd. VP's already taken all 4, and I think that was at the score of like 14-12, something along those lines. It's been a while since they've been able to take one, but
yeah, think of how mental that is when you're down 12-3 and you think, no, we're not going to use the tactical timeouts. It does kind of make Fallen look like a god, because it just seems like he can just sort of anticipate it, reading deep.
Well, coldzera's at 32 kills. Bolt's not too far behind at 28. On the other side, it's Pasha with 27 and byali with 26 leading the way for VP.
Another absolute world-class performance from coldzera, and we would expect nothing more. 18-16, and as you said, 2 match points here for SK Gaming. Virtus Pro hoping for double overtime. Let's see what they could do. They were very good on the CT side, so they should be able to find the rhythm again. Double up on their side as well, all the utility.
This time they have both 2 players at the inner bomb site. They have Taz in, Ivy with the AWP, and yeah, push towards Ivy. They're going to get a lot of information here. No one at all, and Pasha might just, post up with that op, and again, it's just going to be this inner hit from SK.
Are they going to realize in time? It seems like VP didn't get the full rotation back, so Taz, very important kill, tries to go for the double. Fur will take down Neo. It's all on this. Snacks, he gets the fight against Fur, and that's the big step in the right direction. 3-on-3 with the bomb plant, and there's no flank coming. Fallen is going to realize that soon enough, and this angle from coldzera is so good up on the high ground. Bomb is down. Let's see if they can win this one. SK just need another 3 kills. And we're going to go to map number 4. There's a grenade from Bolts. He's got no chance at all. And Cold in some trouble, but he still gets the kill on byali. And now the 2 versus 2. Fallen missing a no-scope. Are they on the bomb? Not quite yet. coldzera goes down. There's Fallen with 1. And Snacks is on the other side. 2 seconds left. And Fallen! Oh my god! Picking it up. SK winning train with a ridiculous overtime comeback.